Good afternoon, everybody. It's time for your Farm and Ranch News. Well, as promised, we do have the newly named Chief Executive Officer of the Cattlemen's Beef Board with us here in the studio, Polly Ruhland. And Polly, thanks so much for joining us here in Montana today. Maybe tell our viewers across the region what you're in Montana for this week.
I'm here at the invitation of the Montana Beef Council, and I'm so glad to be here. It's a beautiful day in Montana. This is my first trip as officially CEO of the Cattlemen's Beef Board, so it's a great trip for me.
Now talk about the strong partnership and relationship that the Cattlemen's Beef Board has with entities like the Montana Beef Council.
Absolutely. We have a really strong relationship with our state beef councils. As you know, the state beef councils are the first collections agency for the beef checkoff. So they collect the money, they send about half of it to the national program, and they also are very important in extension of all the beef checkoff programs at the state level.
Now talk about the recent meeting of the operating committee.
The operating committee is a committee of producers that makes decisions annually on how to spend all the checkoff investments. So the operating committee met this week, and they spent about $40 million in checkoff investments from producers all over the country in programs of promotion, research, and education. And they do that once a year. It's a very important meeting because it's producers making decisions on producer investments in the checkoff.
And of course, the whole idea behind the beef checkoff program is to grow beef demand nationwide.
Absolutely. We'd like to get consumers eating at least one more beef meal a week because we'd like consumers to know how nutritious it is, and we already know that they believe it's delicious.
Not a problem at the Nimitz household, I can tell you that. Paul, I also wanted to ask you about the reapportionment because Montana is really the only state in the entire union that's going to add a seat this year.
That's right. Every 3 years, the Beef Board goes through a process of looking at cattle numbers and deciding how big the Beef Board will be for the following 3 years. We have 106 members right now. We'll have 103 members after reapportionment in 2012, and Montana is gaining a seat while several other states are losing a seat due to shrinking cattle numbers.
And finally, if somebody has a question or wants to learn more about the overall beef checkoff program, I bet there's a website we can visit.
mybeefcheckoff.com and mybeefcheckoffmeeting.com.
Does not get any easier than that, friends. Again, Polly Ruhland, the new Chief Executive Officer of the Cattlemen's Beef Board. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We'll have your markets right after this.